All right, this lesson is on importing your Illustrator files into Flash. This is working in Flash CC. Flash CC is different than some previous versions. And this assumes that you've downloaded the template from online and you're ready to start importing the drawings in here. Okay, so to import your file, what you want to do is go to File, Import, Import to Stage, select the Illustrator file you want to work with, hit Open. In the settings, do maintain editable paths and effects. That's so that everything stays editable. Editable text as well. And flash layers, okay? This you just want to leave unchecked. This is so that you match the stage. We don't want to match the stage. We want to retain the size of our original template. And we hit OK. Okay. Now notice we are working in the original template, so this assumes that you downloaded the template. Okay. And what you notice is that the file got imported into the stage. Okay. We have this folder here, and all of the assets for this are inside here. Okay, we're going to leave this in here, but we're going to ignore it, but we cannot delete it. We cannot delete it, because if you start deleting it, then other things are going to start disappearing once you build your symbols. So it's going to create this folder. You're just going to leave that folder alone. All right, to start building your symbols, I just deselected. First thing I do is I get rid of things I don't need, like this object here. I go and I delete that object there. And then I think to myself, okay, what do I want to animate separately? So hey, say that I want this banana to animate as a whole. I can select all the individual pieces. I can either do it by holding down Shift and selecting all the individual pieces. But if I organize my file correctly in Illustrator, when I imported these, it automatically retained those layers and it created them for me. So here you'll notice that in banana layer, if I select it by the frame, it actually grabs all of the pieces that belong to banana, and it allows me to select them simultaneously. Okay, at this point all these pieces are selected. I can go ahead, and if I want to double check that it's correct, I could turn off this layer. And if all those pieces belong to the banana and I want to turn those into the symbol, all I have to do is right click it while they're all selected, right click, go to convert to symbol, name it banana, make sure graphic is selected, center registration, clicked here in the middle, and then hit OK. Right? Once I've converted it into a symbol, I could delete it off the stage. Okay. Same thing with the spoons. If I want these spoons to animate separately, then I would select them separately and convert them into their own symbol. But since I want them to move together, I'm going to just try to see what happens if I select here. I notice it selected all the pieces for me. I know that if I turned off the eyeball, you can see them disappear together. That means that when this was built, it was built correctly in Illustrator, where it's all on one layer, all those parts. Okay, so now if I just wanted to animate those together, I could just select those, convert to symbol, spoons, graphic, center registration, hit OK. You'll notice it'll start building the symbols out here. Okay, once I'm done converting it into a symbol, I can delete it. I would repeat this process for the cherry and any other parts that I want to convert. Now there may be instances where things aren't on the same layer, like notice these little raspberry splurts here are up here, but these other little flames over here are separate. But if I want them together, all I have to do is grab both of them, grab this part, hold down Shift, grab that other part. Okay, I just grab those two extra parts, and I can right click these, convert to symbol. Oops. Then hit OK. And then as you've completed these, you can just select them and delete them. Okay, so you would delete everything eventually from here once you've converted it to symbols. So you'd get rid of all of this. And then basically the only thing that you have left to do before you start animating is to clean up these layers. You want to create them as you go. You don't want to have them all here. So I just went and I selected the last one, and I'm going to go to the second to the last one here. Okay, and I'm just going to delete these. I can right click and delete the layers here. Okay, and the reason I didn't delete this one here is because usually it will not allow you to completely delete the timeline. You usually have to leave at least one item, one layer in the timeline by default. Okay, but you can always rename that. Instead of border that it came in as, you can rename that as background or whatever you're gonna call it, okay, when you start. And then here is where you would be able to begin building your background. As you need these items, you can create new layers, drag them in here, as you'll see in some of those animation videos. Okay, when you're done with all of this, go ahead and hit File, Save As, name it Ailed Garcia. And here I'm going to modify it. Instead of finals, I'll just call this library. Okay, and then hit save. And then this is the file that you want to give me with all the pieces in here. All right, this concludes your lesson. If you have any questions, please be sure to contact me.